Well, Dina tweeted us saying, "I'm hoping that your special coverage on Portland gun violence will include a comparison to other major cities. It would be good to see how much of this is part of a national trend and how much is local." So let's look at some of the numbers from police departments in more than 60 major cities. This shows the number of homicides in each city in 2020 compared to 2019. If the number is red, that means homicides increased. And you can see a lot of red on this chart. Now, not all homicides are shootings, of course, but this still gives you an idea of how the trend is going and how things are increasing. Now let's look at aggravated assaults in those same cities between 2019 and 2020. Again, you can see a lot of red numbers there, which means assaults went up in almost all of these cities. These aren't necessarily shootings either. We also checked out the data from the first part of this year, and murders and assaults are up in the majority of those cities compared to the first part of last year. Now, if you need more evidence that gun violence is a nationwide problem right now, President Biden actually gave a speech on it Wednesday afternoon. He announced a major crackdown on guns used in violent crime by holding illegal gun dealers accountable. And he pledged more support for local law enforcement. He also called on Congress to pass gun violence legislation like background checks, an assault weapons ban, and the Violence Against Women Act. Biden also spoke about addressing the root causes of gun violence by increasing social programs in communities hit hardest by what he's calling a second public health crisis.
Mr. President, what do you feel is the most effective thing that government can do to change the mindset of those who feel compelled to pull the triggers of these guns?
By being engaged in a whole range of programs we talked today, everything from mental health programs to engaging people early on and letting them know there's other options. Making sure that when a child is young, they have access to real education. They get started off on the right foot. Making sure that when someone gets out of prison, they're not denied public housing. They don't have to go back under the bridge where they're living before, that they're able to get help for health care, etc. And re-engaging them in the neighborhood, giving them some hope, some opportunity. And in the meantime, making sure that those folks who are taking advantage of them by taking advantage of their situation are in fact held accountable.
We talked about a lot of these factors and possible solutions on our special Understanding Gun Violence. If you missed it, you can watch the entire show on the KGW YouTube channel right now.